In this video, we'll talk about the normal startup of the Wheelhouse 2 charting program. Click on the primary Wheelhouse 2 icon on the desktop. Now here, before you click normal start, you could select the color mode, whether you want the day color mode or the night color mode. We'll keep the day. Press Y to accept the safety reminder. This is the trip and own vessel information screen. If you're on the charting screen and you press F6, this screen will appear. Also, if you left click on the vessel icon, own vessel icon, this screen will appear. Looking at the trip information, the pilot can select his name, and he can select a destination. And then if he needed to add a destination, he could. Press OK. Then that's the destination. If you wanted to add a pilot, you could, in the same way as you added the destination. Moving down to the next window, we have the BPI. That's the Bluetooth Pilot Interface. One of those is connected to this system, currently showing the battery charge at 99%. The reason that the BPI information is on this screen is because you'd like to know the battery charge of the BPI. The time left is 33 hours and 40 minutes. The status is data has been found and the wiring is okay. Moving down to the next window, we have the position source. And there's two position sources. The pilot system GPS, which would be a Raven GPS or a third-party GPS connected to the system. The position source could be the AIS GPS. Or if you select automatic, then there's an algorithm that the system will go through to decide which one to use. It'll give preference to the pilot system GPS when it first goes into differential. It'll automatically switch to that. So then the typical scenario is the pilot comes on board, hooks up the BPI, turns on the system, and is able to have navigation aid right away. And then later on, he can go out and onto the bridge wing and set up the Raven differential GPS antenna. And then when he comes back in, the software will automatically switch to the Raven GPS receiver whenever differential has been achieved. And then subsequently to the achievement of differential GPS, if you lose differential or anything less than operational GPS status of DGPS, the system will not automatically flip back to AIS position source, because it's normal that you would go under a bridge or have some obstruction that would cause the operational status to change for the pilot system GPS. However, if you were to turn off the pilot system GPS, then, and there's no communication with it, then the system would automatically flip back to the AIS position source. So right now we do have an AIS position source, and AIS vessel particulars have arrived from the AIS transponder. This is the vessel name and other vessel particulars. If AIS vessel particulars had not arrived from the AIS transponder yet, there would be in red right here a message that says AIS vessel particulars have not yet arrived from the AIS transponder. And if that were the case, you do need some vessel particulars, so you select here and select a vessel from the vessel database and use that until the vessel particulars arrive. And then once you select the vessel from the vessel database, it may be that you want to override, that vessel information. Maybe you want to change some parameter or other. You're allowed to do that. If you do that, then what you changed appears in red if it disagrees with what has come from the AIS transponder. Then now let's simulate pilot system vessel position arriving by replaying a log file in a raw GPS log file in send client. So I'm going to come here and replay a log file. Notice how the position selector went from the lower one, AIS, automatically up to the higher one. And that's because we have 3D differential GPS from our pilot system GPS position source. Now, however, notice these red items. Values in red do not match AIS. So the vessel name doesn't match the AIS, and the length and beam don't match. You can see here. Now the draft doesn't matter because draft changes, with load, and so that's not considered. Antenna offset does not matter. See how the antenna offset doesn't match? But that doesn't matter either, because typically the pilot system GPS antenna is at a different place than the AIS antenna. So what you can do here is click on Use AIS, and now these three parameters that did not agree now agree. And then click on OK. And the heading is a little off here. We can that's because my AIS data and my raw GPS data don't match. So what I'll do is just type in Alt-H and set the heading to the same as the course over ground. Let's say 284. And there we go. Now, if at any time the pilot wanted to change the vessel particulars, he could click on his vessel, left click, and there he is back again. He's in automatic. Let's say that the pilot wants to force AIS, so click right there. And now we're forced to use this. OK. And now find the vessel. The AIS position happens to be way up here right now. The heading is goofed up because you saw me change the heading there a while ago. I pressed Alt-H to change the heading. So let's go back to F6. And you could force pilot system GPS, or you can be an automatic. Now here, you didn't have to use AIS vessel particulars. You could select from the vessel database any one of these vessels. Let's do one, and click OK. And there again, I selected a different vessel from the vessel database. The system will go ahead and use it, but it's telling you that they don't match the AIS right there. So if I click on that, find my vessel, I got a different set of vessel parameters. So let's go back to F6 and click on Use AIS. And there we go. So that's a summary of how to use the normal startup.